Three, two.
Evening people, welcome back with me Adil at People Talk. Today we're going to discuss about teenagers. If we talk about the generation or next generation, we're going to talk about our teenagers. But the sad thing is, about 45% of our teenagers have experienced the free sex. And that has caused a lot of things like abortion, HIV disease, and also an early marriage life. And the last but not least, not continuing their study to the higher level of education. What a pity number. So there came a solution about sex education in senior high school. But that's also a controversial issue. Some people agree, some people don't. Now tonight, I'm inviting 4 reputable sources. First, our sources is Dr. Joyko, a sex consultant and also gynecologist. Please welcome Dr. Joyko.
Good evening, thank you.
And then someone from Jonton Islamic Boarding School, Mama Dodo. And then an activist and also a parent, Ms. Rahayu Sarumpaya. Thank you for coming, Ms. Rahayu. And last but not least, the victim of free sex itself. Let's call her Hello Kitty. Please welcome Hello Kitty. How are you doing? So, people, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. If we talk about our teenagers nowadays, about 45% of our teenagers have experienced
themselves, and they have to know about sex education, because what we will do here is not only for us in here, but we will do for the next generation of us, the young generation. So if we care, maybe we can give our time to teach them, to present them and explain them about sex education, so they can think differently about sex, so that they are able to think clearly